This is a Swift Elegance 480, just going to take you around the caravan and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake with your ATC lights on the A-frame also. We'll go through all of this in person when you arrive, or when you take the van away. In the front locker you've got your gas bottle tie down, we can bolt a 6 kilogram propane gas bottle, and up on the bulkhead you've also got your gas regulator to control the gas flow through the caravan. We do have the pipe work available should you need it, that goes from the gas bottle to the regulator to the gas bottle itself. On the side of the caravan you've got your Aldi heating flue. The Aldi heating flue is very simply there to allow hot air out the side of the heater unit and takes when it's running on gas. I wouldn't advise covering it up at any point, as it does get very hot, and obviously you don't want anything melting on the side of the van. You then have your leg winder on each corner of the van, front side, either side, and I'll show you where they are when you're here on site also, just so you can see how they work. You then got your shower connector on the side of the caravan. This is for a dog shower essentially, should you wish to use one. They are available separately from the internet, should you ever decide to use one. You've then got your water connection. So the water connection at the bottom here is direct to the water taps. So what that means is instead of filling the onboard water tank, when you've got the pump connected here, it will fill the hot water tank and the tap pipe work, but it will not fill the onboard water tank. So to connect it, you have the blue trigger at the bottom that you pull back to release, and the same to push it into the side of the caravan. And then at the top here, you have a second connection, which is actually direct to your onboard water storage tank. And I'll show you how to fill both of these from the inside, but you have to connect them in the same way, regardless of which one you're using. You just need to connect the pump up and connect it to the one you would like to fill. As you can see, I put a battery on the van just to demonstrate everything. That battery will be coming off the caravan before the caravan leaves site. Then got your mains power lead coming to the side of the van, and that connects to the mains power on site. Wheels and motor mover, we'll talk the wheel nuts while you're here on site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor move to you in person so you can see it all working correctly. We've then got your two fridge vents. The two fridge vents are very simply there to allow hot air out the side of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in, and on the top right hand side here you've got a gas flue for that for the operation of the fridge also. The wheel nuts, like I said, will be talked while you're here on site, and we'll do that in front of you so you can see they've been done correctly. The fresh water that goes in the front of the caravan has to come out somewhere, and down the side of the van here you have your grey waste pipes. So your two grey waste pipes will go into them larger diameter holes, and they'll drop down inside the waste master. We then have the toilet flush tank. So you put your key in and open up this flap, and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here for the toilet flush, and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to using that system. Below that, you open up the locker below, and you'll actually find in here your toilet waste cassette. You'll pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette out. The orange neck here turns out so the waste can be tipped away, and the grey cap here is also a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. The cassette will take 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the cassette you have an orange pressure relief button, so when you are tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. So when you're tipping the waste away, press that button in, and like I said, it'll allow the waste to run out a lot smoother. On the back of the caravan on either side, you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the caravan again, and like I said before, they are only there for stabilising, not lifting the van. Door side of the caravan, you have your 3-pin plug, so you can have power coming out to your awning and your storage locker for underneath the front seating area, and your barbecue gas points at the front. Going inside the caravan now. So above the door, as you come into the caravan, you'll actually see the master control panel. You need to have the master power on in the switch in the centre here for everything else to come on. So on this control panel you see that you've got mains power coming to the caravan, and the connection from the caravan to the connection from the power post to the caravan. Leisure battery voltage on the left hand side here. Fresh water level. The fresh water level is actually the level on the onboard water storage tank. You've got your water pump run here, which I'm going to put on in a moment. And then you've got your vehicle battery on the right hand side for when you're connected to the car you are towing with. Anytime you want to operate the fridge when you're travelling down the road, you do not need to have this power supply on. It can be turned off at that point. So, talking of filling the water system, first thing we're going to do is go underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. And when I can see the valve, just down here. So, in the front cupboard underneath the front cabinet area, you have your drain down valves and your water direction valve. To fill the water system from the external water supply, which is the aqua roller outside direct to the hot water taps, you need to make sure the white valve on the left hand side here was pointing to the right, and both of the yellow drain down valves on the floor are in the parallel with the floor position as they are at the moment. If you wanted to fill the onboard water storage tank at the back here, instead of having the valve pointing to the right, you need to have it pointing downwards, and obviously you'd need to have the water pump connected to the top connection on the outside rather than the bottom connection. So to fill the water system, you're going to open all the taps on the hot side of the water system, open up the valves, and then turn on the water pump. So you're going to press the water pump button just here. The water system will now start filling, and once you've got water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan, you can then shut all of the taps off. If you want to fill the onboard water tank, so the storage tank, you'd need to change the valve over to the downwards position, then come to the fill tank button just here. The aqua roll will then fill the onboard water tank via the water pump on board the caravan. Again, you need to have all the taps open for that to be done. The next thing you can do once you've got your water system completely full is warm the water on board the caravan. Press the power button here on the left hand side of the screen. And the control panel will come on. You can hit the menu button on the right hand side, it will take you to the options of the caravan. You got minus and plus for setting your room temperature, depending on where you want the temperature to be inside the caravan. Turn that down a little bit. Below that you have your water temperature. So we've got water temperature on at the moment, which is a preset temperature around 35 to 40 degrees. Hit the button again and it goes to water boost. Below that you have the option to run the amount of power coming into the caravan. So you've got electric coming into the caravan off, 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts as an option. This is only relevant for the heating and hot water system and for nothing else on board the van. Below that you have your gas supply, so you've got the option to run gas off or gas on. If it fails to ignite on gas, it'll actually come up with 2 exclamation marks at the end of the screen either side, and it'll come up with gas failure in the centre. The little spanner symbol on the bottom right hand side is for the advanced settings for the heating and hot water systems. Next up we have the fridge. Fridge is very simple to use. You've got power on the left hand side. The fridge will self-ignite on gas if the gas bottle's turned on, and if it fails to ignite it will flash the red warning light on the right hand side, and it will also flash the blue flame symbol to let you know it has failed. If you want to use the fridge on 240 volt, you turn the fridge on in the same way and select the plug symbol, which is your 240 mains power supply. And on gas or mains, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side. 12 volt mode, again, you have 12 volt mode available. So you can press in the 12 volt button, and essentially when you're connected to the car that you're towing with, that will allow you to use the fridge as a cool box. But like I said, you would need to be connected to the car you're towing with first, prior to turning this on, as then the fridge will work as a cool box, but it will only work if it is connected to the car. Cooker, hob and grill and the microwave all work very much the same as your household appliances. No differences at all there. And then going into the bathroom, which is the last part of the caravan we're going to go through, we have an electric toilet flush on top of the toilet just here. We have a toilet full indicator light, and the red light will illuminate on the left hand side here to let you know the toilet cassette is full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience. However, when you're trying to remove the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure the toilet is straight, pointing straight across the caravan. And then below the toilet you have your grey waste handle, which you need to have open so the toilet waste goes into the cassette underneath the van. If that is shut, the waste will sit on the flap, and it will not allow the waste to go down into the waste cassette. When you are trying to remove the cassette from underneath the van, again you need to make sure this is back in the central position as it is now, because again that will actually stop you from removing that cassette. So that is the Swift Elegance 480. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we've been more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.